Hello, welcome back to Amery Junction. Sorry it's been a little bit of a while, I've just been really busy lately. But anyway, right, so on today's video we are going to be looking at the brand new release of the Bachmann's Class 117 diesel multiple unit in Network Southeast livery. Obviously the BR blue and grey and the green one has been out a little while. This has only recently just came out and I've got it from Great Eastern Models. And what we're going to do is take a closer look and I'll run you through some of the bits and show you what it's like. So stay tuned and I hope you like it. Right, let's go. Right, okay, so with this unit, it includes full directional lighting, as you can see, headlights, taillights, marker lights as well, fitted to the NSE one, which I believe is different compared to the other variants. Obviously, Network Southeast is the latest one that would have seen service on British Railways. So that's what we've got here. So as you can see, it's got a really nice cab interior, really nicely picked out, and it's got a lot of detail in there, which is always nice to see, and it's got cab lights fitted as well. Obviously with these early DMUs, as you can see, you can actually see through into the kind of passenger compartment. They had them like windows that were here, so a lot of the light bleeds out from the cabin, so the cab lights aren't really necessary, to be honest, but it's nice they've done them because they could have got away with just not doing them most indefinitely, because you can't really tell they're on or they're off unless it's totally pitch dark on your layout. Whereas for me, I'd be keeping it like this most of the time. But onto the passenger department then. The decoder is hidden in this first one in the guards department. The body just unclips, which is nice and easy, and the decoder fitting was a breeze. So then we go on to the middle trailer car, which is essentially a normal passenger coach. We've got a nice first area, which the seats are in a slightly kind of mauve colour. And obviously we've got the Network Southeast blue seats for the rest of the set, which obviously represent the standard class seating that goes all the way along. Another thing I like about this model, the actual couplings really create a nice close coupling, as you can see. That's fully pulled apart, and it runs around radius 2 curves for anyone that wanted to know. And it absolutely is perfect, and the detail in the end, even like the orange bits between like the gangways, it's just so realistic, and it's nice that they've done it. And that's all the way along, even on the one which has the exhaust on up this end. They've really done a nice effort of doing the stuff between the carriages. So in terms of the livery application, obviously it's in Network Southeast. It's a really nice application. There's no bleeds or blemishes at all, and it's really done a nice job. There's no damage on the product. It was very well boxed, as you would have saw a little bit earlier when I unboxed it. It really is faultless. There's no bleeding at all in the tampo printing. The Network Southeast is quite a particular livery to do. It's not like a plain BR blue locomotive livery. It's quite complicated, and even if we go nice and close around the cab, as you can see, nothing at all nice and clean. So the thing that sets this unit out compared to obviously other DMUs of this era, obviously it's 3 cars and it's newly tooled. It's got the nice interior lighting, which if I just turn my layout lights off, you can see just a little bit better. It really does look quite nice, not too bright, just literally perfect, which is nice, and I'm sure you can adapt it in some way. Right, so as per the 121 that Bachmann recently did, this also has the same thing. For if you're a DC person, it's got the switches underneath that you can play about with, turn different marker lights off, interior lights, all stuff like that, so you still get the playability if you're still on DC. so it's still good for you as well. You still can choose what lighting functions and change it about from instead of them just all being on permanently. The detailing on this model is really good. The underframe has all your standard detail, warning, transfers are all applied, and obviously you do have the optional extra of putting all the buffer beam detail on. I'll do it at a later time, as well as weather it. It comes with 2 NEM couplings on either end. I've took them off because I'm not that fortunate to be able to buy 2 of these, so I doubt I'll be doing that. So I won't need a coupling in them terms, but if we go over here, we do have this really old Bachmann DMU unit, which I could probably couple to my 117 and make a slightly bigger train. That might look like quite cool, so we could do that, I'm sure, some point in the future. So I'm really impressed with the detailing. It's got the Speedo cable, which I'll try and show you, which obviously links between the bogie and obviously the driver's Speedo, which is nicely represented, which is very similar to the 121, the same in fact. I'll insert a close-up somewhere on screen now so you can see what that looks like if you don't know what it is. So in terms of function, 0 obviously turns the lights on, the headlights and tail lights. So the directional lights are on function 0. On 4 is the interior lights, as you can see. They go on and off nicely. And then obviously you go on to 5, which is one of the cab lights at A end, and then 6 is the other one. They do come on at the same time, but I believe you can program that to be slightly different, so you have A end on and then B end, but 5 at the moment does both ends. So if I turn that on and the interior lights off, as you can see, it's on at that end and on at that end, and now I've turned them off. So yeah, that's with that. The others, some do the destination light blinds. I won't go through them all. I went through a lot of the features, which are very much the same on my review of the Bachmann 121 recently. But obviously it's all listed in the instructions, so you can take a closer look at that yourself. But that's kind of all the different lighting functions it has to offer, which is really nice. So yeah, I think that's really well done. And the interior does look stunning with the lights on at night. As you can see, that interior does look absolutely stunning at night. It's so well detailed. I'm just really impressed. Looks really nice. Right, okay, so we'll get it running. I'll show you what it's like and tell you how it runs, as we've gone through a lot of all the detailing and other bits now, so it's time to see it running, and then I'll give you my final verdict. But I love it so far. So as you can see, it runs really nicely around the layout. It's not been running, that's literally only been on 3 laps, and it's really smooth, the same as the mechanism was in the 121 from Bachmann. But whatever they've recently done, I think it's the new low drive system they put in these. It really does make a difference, and they run extremely well. I think that's one of the positives to the model. They just really run nicely around the layout, nice and smooth, and they do look the part, especially with a bit of weathering. They will look superb. Right, so in terms of the slow speed performance, this is straight out of the box, may I just add, not running. I'm going to slowly bring it up to power and just stop it in front of the camera, otherwise it's going to knock the tripod over. So I'm going to put it on speed step 1. That is currently on. It's so smooth. I'll get you another shot and put that on the screen now so you can see how slow it's going. And considering it's not been running, it's really smooth. That is impressive. One thing which is really nice to see Bachmann doing again is it's got built-in acceleration and deceleration rates. So I've turned that all the way up and it's nicely getting up to line speed. So nice they've done that. So the Class 117s run on the Western region. They were built by Press Steel and were mainly seen around the 1990s. They were one of the last of the first generation types of DMU in service, as the class was run down in their final days in 1999. 3 vehicles were converted into a water jetting train, alternative to Sandite for Chiltern Railways, and many vehicles were preserved. These were a common sight going along the Western Main Line, and it was very likely, if you were travelling in that time and it didn't require a full loco hauled set, this is what you'd be taking. So in total, I'm really impressed with this model. It's a great bit of kit and Bachmann's done a good job, and I have to say some of the latest things they've been bringing out is pretty good. So if you've got any questions, feel free to leave them down below, and I will see you as always in my next video.